What's sproutin' buds? Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and we're here for a brand new adventure on the channel today, a long overdue foray back onto planet PNF 404, known as Pikmin 2. Of course, if you were here for a little while ago, we did play through Pikmin. Back when Pikmin Bloom came out, I thought, I want to show everybody who's playing Bloom what the Pikmin series is all about. And I started off with the first Pikmin game. Initially, I intended to roll right on into Pikmin 2, because they do kind of, you know, one follows right after the other. Obviously, two follows after one, if you don't know how numbers work. And we're going to see what this is all about and show you how Olimar gets roped back into coming back to this planet that he barely survived on the first time. As you can see, the beast creatures, known as a Bulborb. Oh, he ate one! But anyway, hello to anyone who may be new to the channel. I am Professor Chaz. I do a lot of different Pokemon content on the channel. I've started branching out into other Nintendo franchises, such as Pikmin here. Hit start. Don't take my start away. And say Legend of Zelda. We got Breath of the Wild on the channel. I'm going to be doing Tears of the Kingdom eventually. And I do want to get through all the Pikmin games up until Pikmin 4 comes out, I believe in July of this year. So just got Pikmin 2 and 3 to get through. And, of course, I've got Pikmin Bloom content on the channel as well. So let's get this adventure underway. We need to make a new file to start off from the beginning. I guess we'll go with number 3. And, as I said, this... if you don't know me, I fumble my words all the time. Keep that in mind. This adventure follows hot on the heels of the long-past Pikmin 1 adventure that we did on the channel. But you're going to see right here as we start off with the new file. Hocotatian Freight is a long-haul deep space shipping company. One day, its only employee of any merit, Captain Olimar, who was our main character in the first game, crashed on an uncharted planet while on an interstellar vacation. There he was aided by indigenous creatures which he called Pikmin. In the end, Captain Olimar escaped. However, in Olimar's absence, his employer, Hocotatian Freight, ran into financial difficulties. So bear in mind, Olimar just left that alien beast world. He's now flying back home. All the last game he was talking about missing his family, wanting to see his kids again, back to just his normal life, not having to fight for his own safety and life and freedom. And here he is back on planet Hocotatian, here at Hocotatian Freight. The ship that saved his life, right there, the Dolphin. President of Hocotatian Freight, local employee Louie. Remember those names. President is not a name, but that's all they call him. But look at this. The Dolphin that we spent 30 days of our life to rebuild. Olimar, I'm so glad you're safe. Yes, very glad, quite glad. But, sadly, I have an announcement that is not so glad. Our company is going under. Yes, we're finished. On his first mission, Louie here met a ravenous space bunny. And his entire load of golden Pick brand carrots was eaten. I took out an enormous loan to repay the debt from this loss. I decided to sell off corporate assets to repay the loan. Well, that's not bad. And bye, Dolphin. But the only asset we had to sell was your ship, the SS Dolphin. That makes me wonder, was it Olimar's ship or the company ship? As for the rest of our loan... 10,100 Pokos. We have no means to repay it! So, I think Olimar's out of a job. What a way to come home. What a nice, warm welcome, right? You're fired! Olimar, what is that? You brought that back as a souvenir for your kid? Look at Louie. Louie with the bug eyes.
Treasure, 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 money, 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 money.
That's a treasure?
Excuse me. Initiating valuation of recovered treasure. This artifact is worth 100 Pokos.
This thing's worth 100 Pokos? That's more than a year's salary. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy, everybody? Like this video if it's crazy. What? There are more on that planet? They can repay our debt! Louie, you dolt! Look alive! You must depart immediately! With Captain Olimar! So he just set foot back on his home planet. and he's immediately sent back to the planet he nearly died on multiple times. If you don't know the backstory of Captain Olimar, you basically do now. He doesn't even seem to like begrudgingly do this. Now watch this. Last time he crashed by an asteroid. Not today! They dodged that one. So, there's going to be some changes from the first game, of course. New gameplay mechanics, new things to discover. And we're going to land here in the Valley of Repose. So, unlike the first game, where we had 30 days of air, of oxygen, or whatever they breathe, it can't be oxygen, because, as we know, this planet has oxygen on it. I think they actually say that in the first game, it's got poisonous levels of oxygen to their species. Oh! And Louie's gone. Alright, we already lost Louie. Don't mind the glare too much if you can help it. My video capture thing for GameCube is not the bestest, but it's not the worstest. It'll get us through.
That was close. I have averted a crash landing. Running diagnostics.
Yes, our ship talks to us a lot, and let's get used to this voice.
Alert! Danger! Louie is missing. He must have somehow fallen out of his cockpit.
Wonder how.
He is not responding via his communicator. He is either flouting protocol or dead.
Or in danger, I should say.
Olimar, you must find Louie before he freezes to death.
Well, okay, they said the word death, so I don't feel so bad.
In the cold of this planet.
I like how, okay, you ever see things about sci-fi where, like, say Star Trek, or Star Trek too, but Star Wars, where they have the ice planet of Hoth completely frozen over, the moon of Yavin, Yavin 4, it's a complete jungle planet. Tatooine is completely desert. Why is every planet in these other franchises one climate? Like, look at Earth and how much we have. And for example, the ship just said he's going to freeze in the cold of this planet. It's like, but we find out this is only one section. Anyways,
wait a moment, look.
What do we see over this way? Hey! My buds! Or my leaves, anyway.
Could these be Pikmin? They look like they are about to be devoured as we speak. You must help them. Quickly, press B to call them with your whistle. Captain Olimar.
I know how to captain an Olimar.
You can also hold B to make the sound of your whistle carry farther. Remember?
Of course I do. Excuse me. How do you know this? You know what? Yeah, I never even reported yet. Did two of them get knocked off? Look at that. Well, we got them. So our first Pikmin on the planet are once again red Pikmin.
The Pikmin ran to your side. They seem to remember you, Captain Olimar. How fascinating.
Now, do you want to point out something, or do you want me to point out something? I think I'll do it since I'm the one talking here. The first time we met Pikmin in the first game was when one was planted, and no sight of them on the overworld. If you remember the ending of Pikmin 1, Olimar left the planet, and the Pikmin then realized they can, fend for themselves, and they actually went after a Bulborb. So, to meet them here for the first time, to see them actually attacking a creature, they might not have been winning the fight, but they were not losing the fight, so they're at least, at this point of their their history, I guess, they're at least realizing we don't need to run from every single creature, we can fight it. So I kind of like the fact that Olimar instilled that into them.
Give them instructions and do not delay. Hold A to grab a Pikmin and release to throw it.
I can also use the C-stick to maneuver them around. And throw out where the little cursor's gonna go. And we just killed a monster bug. Alright. Now where he's going, though. Okay, where do you want to take it? What's happening?
Attention, Captain Olimar. I have just re-established my communications with Louie.
Communications link.
It is fortunate we have managed to confirm his safety. Press Y to communicate with him. I am quite interested in the details of his condition.
Are you? I should wait till all the words appear, then read it, because I'm reading too slow. What's going on? The Pikmin don't know where to go. What's happening? Okay, let's go to Louie. Y button. Louie. I like Louie's voice. Too bad they actually don't talk. Like you hear, you switch to Olimar, you hear Olimar and Louie, but you don't really hear their full range of speech. Although they do have a very verbose vocabulary. When they write their journal entries, they have quite a lot to say.
Louie, allow me to assess your condition as per our safety protocols. Are you at all injured? Is that so?
Wait, I gotta wait.
Then my concerns are eased. Our communication link shows you are nearby. Can you make your way to our location and rejoin us? I will navigate for you.
I think I can manage. So, you can...
Press start, pause to contact me and obtain information about the terrain.
We have a map. Nifty neato. I just want to point this out. How do I do it? Right there. You can see like the little imprint of Louie in the snow. And look how far out you can zoom. It's crazy. But we want to go. We're going to head our way up here. You see Olimar's the red arrow. And there's our 5 Pikmin with that dwarf bulborb. So we know where we're going. We just follow the path where the caribou walked and keep our caribou headgear on-off locked. What is this? You might be familiar with this from the first game. We know what this is.
Louie, the odd object before you appears to be one of the onions mentioned in Olimar's report.
When did they get the report? He just landed. So Louie gets to meet the first seedling. Ain't that neat? Look, he seems very, very calm and relaxed about that. But they'll say why he's looking like that. And just to let you know, there's like a sort of post-credit scene-ish if I complete challenge mode, which we'll get to later. We do find out something suspicious, but, you know, I'm sure all of you know about it. I'll try to show it off.
The seed the onion ejected just sprouted. According to Olimar's report, it can be plucked with A.
So let's do it. This very strange looking little, what you call? Give me that. Yeah! I'm just gonna say, I have to check the audio to make sure it's proper, because I'm hearing it delayed, but it might be fine for the recording. But I will check afterwards. If it is delayed for this first episode, bear with me, I'll try to fix it for the next one.
Louie, this must be one of the Pikmin creatures from Olimar's report. It is staring at you.
It knows what you did, Lou, last summer.
You can use the C-stick to issue objectives to your Pikmin squad and even direct their movement.
I like how he has one, but it's called a squad.
You can disband your squad with X. Interesting. Olimar's description of the creatures resembling pick carrots was strikingly accurate.
Well, Olimar's strikingly accurate himself, isn't he?
Louie, my sensors have detected drool in the corner of your mouth. Are you alright?
Wonder what that means. Run, Louie! Yeah, because he doesn't know what these things are yet. I mean, I guess he... okay. Louie doesn't seem like the type to have read the report even if he had access to it, so I don't blame him being confused here. So what we need to do is meet up with Olimar, and he's going to be this way. And what is this mysterious device? I'll explain something about that as far as this playthrough goes, and as far as lab loot for our channel goes as well. If you don't know what lab loot is, it's basically an online token system for rewards that we have on our channel here, and I'll explain how you can get some lab loot through this playthrough.
Perhaps this object is one of the treasures that we are searching for.
I love the fact that they could get brand names in here. It's just really cool, just because it makes it more real. And it does confirm what you may be suspecting, that planet PNF 404 is Earth. Because where else do we have Duracells and ferrets? We'll find out there's ferrets in the third game.
The only reason we found it here is because this is where you crash landed. How fortunate. I would like to appraise it, but you must regroup with Olimar first. Can you see him?
I know where he's at.
Press L to move the camera behind you, R to zoom, and Z to change angles.
Yes, I am Canadian, but yes, I do say Z. I blame Dragon Ball for that. So, let's get this thing. Okay, he's gonna try to dig it out of the snow by himself. Do you see it moving? Do you see it? Because I don't. Okay, stop it. Let's go find Olimar. Also, I didn't mention it, but I'm going to try to go for about half hours for each episode. but this first episode might be a little bit longer. Oh, wait. So this number here says 1 out of 15. I've got 1 Pikmin on this bag, and we need 15 total to be able to interact with it. And we don't have 15 yet. So we're going to have to go back to that onion. Whoops. And how many do we need here? 35 for that one. Alright, so we still got a little ways to go. So Louie's going to do what Olimar did in the first game and start developing his own Pikmin squad. Which is, it's always fun to do. So fortunately, these pellet posies can give you more pellets to grow more Pikmin. Just knock them down. If you can land a hit right on the center of the posy, it just drops in 1 hit. And your Pikmin automatically carry it back to whatever color onion that matches their color. So here you see, we're going to get not 1, but 2 Pikmin seeds. The number indicates how many Pikmin are needed to carry it, but if you take the same color pellet back to the onion of that same color, you're going to get extra seedlings for it. The onion ejected more seeds. The pellet from that flower must hold nutrients that breed Pikmin. So I gotta let it talk first so I can make sure I'm not gonna mess up the words. Yes, the Pikmin gather nutrients, haul them to the onion, and further propagate the species. I mentioned before there was a video I saw, like an animation. The onion is a Pikmin mothership that showed before Olimar crash landed on the Pikmin planet for the first time. It seemed like they were basically going extinct. Every creature was eating a bunch of Pikmin. And the last one that was out of the ground, as a Bulborb, I think, was marching up behind it, looked up and it saw the pieces of Olimar's ship coming down. And it's like, that was a really bittersweet animation. Because, like, if Olimar hadn't crashed, based on that, it meant the Pikmin were going to be done. They were going to be just complete gonzo. So, I kind of like the thought that Olimar saved the entire species. Okay, you get that one. You go up this one. And if they don't hit the pellet, they just got to chop it down. And it's just that simple. We got another one over here. So, Pikmin is a little bit of a harvest/grind type thing. If you like the idea of crafting and stuff, there's a little bit of that in this, in the sense that you have to bring back, you know, these pellets to rebuild your Pikmin squad. And it's not just pellets that will grow your Pikmin, as you will see in just a little bit. So right now it shows at the bottom of the screen, it's got, I have 3 Pikmin in my current group. There are 16 total in the overworld. At most you can have 100, and if you get more than that, they just stay in the onion. Ow! I just yanked my earbud out of my ear. I can't hear nothing. Anyway, and the other 16 is how many Pikmin you have altogether, including those in the onions. So let's grab these boys. And do we have enough for that Duracell battery treasure? I don't know. I really hope the audio sounds okay and in sync, because that's one thing I didn't check just yet. So to be honest, we may not even see, or you may not even see this video yet, because I'll have to test it afterwards. So I just used my C-stick to maneuver my Pikmin all around there. Ow, my ear. That hurt. So the more Pikmin we have working on something, of course, the faster it takes. Look at the Duracell moving now. Yeah, they got this. But they don't got this because they need 20 to be able to carry it. So 20 needed, we only have 11. Which I guess is misleading, because to show the number needed on the top is the opposite of this, right? Interesting. Anyway, we only have 11 of the 15, but fortunately Olimar has the others needed to get this underway. And the bag is cleared. And we've reunited with Louie! It's about time, Lou, you slacker. Excuse me. Alright, we did it. Captain Olimar, Louie, you are reunited at last, and it feels so good. This has been a troublesome start to our trip. But now you must feel assured that your combined wits can get you through anything, correct? Well, Olimar's could. From now on, use B to form a single group, X to take solo action, and Y to change leaders. So that's kind of a new mechanic of the game, where you can actually split into 2 separate groups to take care of some of your activities and requirements and stuff. Now, right now, we've only got 16 total Pikmin, and that Duracell does require 20 to carry, but what is happening? But if we take this Bulborb back to our onion. Oops, I threw one too extra, or one too many. This Bulborb also generates more Pikmin. I think we're all out of pellets as well, too, so. As far as I know, there's no more to be found. And it's cool, you can let the Pikmin do their job, go off and take care of something else. Quite often you'll find you'll find what I do. There's a lot of different kind of berry things that you can pick up, and they regrow throughout the day. So sometimes I leave Louie just to sit there and collect the berries, and Olimar does all the heavy work. And if you hold down the R button, you actually get a almost like over-the-shoulder view. If you hold R, it keeps spinning behind your character. So this is kind of, you can get some cool visuals. You couldn't do this in the first game, at least not to this extent. This could make for some pretty decent thumbnails, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. Alright, so let's watch all these Pikmin. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe that is. And that's enough to carry the Duracell for 20. Let's grab them. With Louie, of course, the plucking is a lot quicker because you have someone else to help you with, or help you with it. Okay, let's go grab this treasure. I'm getting too wonky with my camera angles. So, if I bring them close to the Duracell and I hit the X button to disband them, they'll take action on whatever is closest to them, in this case, carrying the treasure. Oh, and I forgot, that leaves Louie behind as well. Come on, Lou. Lou, stop slacking. Lou! You slacker. Get over here. Alright, so they take treasures back to our ship. And in the future, well, I won't say just yet, but basically, it's going to become easier to keep our Pikmin and stuff together with us. Because the onion will, I guess I'm going to spoil it, the onion goes with us and then lands where we are. You see these little crop circle-y type things here. These indicate where onions will land. And why are there 3 of them, you may be wondering? Well, if you saw the first Pikmin game, you're not wondering. But those of you who have played Pikmin 3 for your first Pikmin game, you may be wondering, why are there multiple onions? Because we'll get into Pikmin 3 eventually, but in that game, they have just a single onion for all of your Pikmin. Which makes sense, as you'll see in this game. A little bit of an interesting little thing they have with new elements, let's say. And I'll explain a little bit about that as we get to that. So I gotta take it to the nice glowy spot in front of our ship. It'll be evaluated for whatever treasures it's worth. And this is gonna lead me to a certain aspect of this playthrough for me to mention. So the Duracell battery is here, and it's called the Courage Reactor. So you see here, the value is 280 Pokos. The total we have right now is 280, of course, out of the 10,000 we need. And we're gonna confirm that. And this ends our first day. Normally we have a timer, but on our first tutorial episode, basically, we do have a set group of events we got to do. Our first day of exploration has yielded our first treasure. We will be done in record time. I don't know, will we though? I took the liberty of naming it when I appraised it. The name reflects my current thinking. Thinking. Are you not an AI? Can you not really truly think? You can only think? And he doesn't even use quotes here. Leave it to me to think up catchy names for hit products. It is but one of my many talents. We shall end our first day here and report back to our president. His face will surely be joyous. Can it ever? However, to communicate with Hocotate, we must fly into low orbit above the planet. Much like we did in the first game, plus the reason for going into the sky is because there's monsters that come to, not come to life, but become a lot more lively at night, right there. We will not return to the surface until morning so as to avoid the indigenous nocturnal creatures. Yeah, in the first game it was like a safety measure. I mean, it is here too, but it's also so we can report back to our HQ quarters. Alright, our first day is done. We'll see our end of day report here. It shows how many Pikmin we made, how many treasures we got, and there's communication that happens. And I guess as we launch, I'll say, as far as our Pokos go. Oh look, there's a Bulborb, a little dwarvy Bulborb. We could have taken that out. Excuse me. Ugh. Okay, so let's see. Today's report. First of all, I think it shows our... No, it shows the treasures first, doesn't it? Yes. Funds earned. So for today, we have earned 280 Pokos. Now here's where the lab loot aspect comes into this playthrough. Anybody that would like to start collecting some lab loot can do so by dropping a super thanks on this video. You can do it... It's kind of like a super chat when we have a live stream, but super thanks are non-live donations that you can do for YouTubers, and you can do that. Every super thanks you put on this video will earn you this much lab loot. So I'll say 280 might not be worth, you know, the donation. It's up to you guys if you want to do it, but there'll be some episodes where we get, like, say, you know, a couple thousand Pokos maybe, and every time you drop a super thanks, I'd say do like the minimum amount that you can, but you can do it multiple times. So if say if I was a viewer and I was to drop 5 super thanks of each $1, I think is the lowest in my area, then I would get 5 times 280 in this case, which would be, what's the number on that? 1,400, that's right. I think. Anyway, but yeah, so if you want to drop a super thanks at any point, go right ahead. I'm going to say that will be active for, let's say, a week. After a week, I'll make a notice on the description, maybe even pin a message in the... I don't think I can pin my own messages, but anyway, I'll make a message in the comments and just say, this episode super chat or super thanks bonus has completed, let's say. Or maybe I'll just keep it going until the end of the full playthrough. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. You can do so by dropping a super thanks and telling me at the same time. Anyways, so we did make 280 for the day for that Duracell battery. Today we had 0 Pikmin starting, ending with 20 Pikmin. You can push the Z button, see how many Pikmin were destroyed. So far, we haven't lost anybody. Let's see if... It's not going to be a no-death run, but I'm going to do my best not to lose Pikmin, because I just don't like doing it. But I imagine there'll be some casualties along the way, but never intentional. You found your first bit of treasure! Fine work! Our future depends on your efforts, so check your treasure hoard regularly. I'll check in often. Keep up the pace! And let's save up our game. So that is going to conclude our first episode of our Pikmin 2 adventure. As you'll see, we now get to the menu screen, or the map screen, to show where can we go. Right now, we can only go to the Valley of Repose. But as we get new special treasures, we'll unlock new locations to get to. So if you enjoyed this first episode of Pikmin 2, hit that like button down below. Do not miss the next episode, because another new aspect of this game comes into play in the next episode. We get to go underground. So we'll find out what happens with that in the next episode. And if you want to be here to make, or if you want to make sure you're going to be here not to miss it, hit the subscribe button or join button if you want to become a member of the channel. Either way, hit that bell button to get notified when new videos are coming your way here. And if you want to see the entire playlist so far, which is just this episode you saw, check the link in the description or during the outro for the full Pikmin 2 playlist. With that, Professor Chaz is now signing off for the day. Thank you again for watching, everybody. And what was my outro for this one again? See you later.